to all those where honor is due. First and foremost, I give honor to our brother, our friend, our prophet, the universal prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to the first appointed Supreme Grand Sheikh for all Moorish Americans. That's right, I said it. All Moorish Americans. Our brother, our friend, our defender of the gospel, Brother E. Merely L. I give honor to all of you in the chat. I give honor to all of you in the chat for taking time out to entertain the conversation that we're about to have today. Inshallah, you will be able to grab something of worth from this conversation, because sometimes people may think that the Moorish Science Temple of America, as displayed sometimes, I say sometimes, on Moorish World TV, is about shucking and jiving, but they just missed the whole point. I do sensationalism, and I'm telling you now, I do sensationalism to get your attention. That's what I do. But tonight, I want more than your attention. I want your undivided attention, because tonight we are going to talk about something that has been plaguing the concepts of our people probably for about 10 years or better. So the conversation is about this. Our brother C.CANNON Bey says that nationality is conferred by the state. This is what he says. He says the state must confer nationality. The temple cannot confer nationality. Now, up to this date, I've never told him my position on conferring nationality. But he says that it must be conferred by the state. And so now we have a conversation, because the conversation is really about USAR and the Moorish Science Temple of America concepts of today. It's not one against the other. It's the ideal of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the teachers thereof, the sheiks and the scholars, if you will, and the concepts of USAR, United States American Republic, as led by C.CANNON Bey. So with that being said, I'll let him have his intro. And what I did, family, I took it to another level, and I asked my brother and my friend, and I'll yield the floor to him momentarily, asked my brother and my friend that I know that can be fair as a timekeeper, Sheikh 7 Islam, to come in and keep the time for us, because me and C.CANNON Bey can talk. It is what it is. He can talk. I can talk. I don't want to cut him off. I don't want him to cut me off. And I wanted a fair person to come in to keep time so we can have a fair conversation. And so the way that the conversation is going to go is we have 20 minutes apiece. And then after that, we have 15 minutes of response, and then we have 5 questions back and forth apiece, and then we'll take some questions from the viewers. But now we have 125 viewers in the chat right now, and I think we only have about 24 thumbs up. Let me say this, family. When you give a thumbs up, right, what you do is you affect the algorithms. The algorithms is what YouTube uses to put the video up to watch this now. Like if you was watching YouTube videos and something came up and say, this is recommended for you, that means that it got into the algorithms for you to, so it can be recommended to you. So I'm asking you to give it a thumbs up, because if you with C.CANNON Bey, you want this information to get out. If you with Brother TAHARKA Bey, you want this information to get out. So we got 125 people watching, and we only got 33 thumbs up. So let's get everybody give it a thumbs up so it can get in the algorithms, so it can be recommended to our family, friends, and those who we say that we want to uplift. You know, it's not about views and all that. Like, I could care less about views per se. But if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's get the information out there. With that being said, with no further ado, I will yield the floor to my brother, C.CANNON Bey, and then we'll allow him to yield it to my brother, Sheikh 7, and we'll start from there. Let my brother C.CANNON Bey introduce himself and state his position, and then yield it to to our brother Sheikh 7, and then Sheikh 7 will give the framework how the conversation will begin. So I yield the floor to my brother C.CANNON Bey, the president of USAR, Islam. You gotta unmute your mic, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Brother, I can hear you well. I can hear you well. Floor is yours, brother. After you finish, yield it to Sheik 7 so he can find out who's gonna.
I'm already finished. This your show. I thought I was coming on here to talk about how nationality is conferred. I don't know what you really want me to say.
No. I want you to introduce yourself, brother.
We can have a conversation. This President C.CANNON BEY of the United States of America Republic. National government, not federal government. National government.
Islam. And so let me explain what we're doing. You're going to present your position. I'll present my position. And your response to my position, I'll respond to your position. And then we'll ask each other some questions. But we're going to do it in a time frame so it don't get all cluttered and bogged down. So with that being said, let Brother Sheik 7, let's figure out who is going to present their position first. And check with him, Sheik 7, because I don't know if you know C.CANNON BEY. I don't want it to be, it seems like it's you're my homeboy, you're my guy, and it's unfair. So let's check with him and see would it be fair to see who present first.
It's your show. I think you should present first.
You want to present first? No, this is not my show right now. This is, you got to unmute your mic, Sheik 7. It's not my show right now. This is no, I don't want home team advantage.
Islam.
Islam.
Flip this going. All right. Islam. I've been on the show before. I'm Sheik 7 Islam male. Of the Moorish Temple of America, Charlotte, North Carolina. Just to come and moderate the conversation. It seems it's going to be a good one here. We already see Brother C.CANNON BEY is already in his saddle. Brother TAHARKA BEY, I think you better have your things together because he's ready. You know, he seems as though he's ready, brother, man. We're going to give 20 minutes to both, then 15 minutes, and then we're going to have 5 questions. And I'm pretty sure these questions are going to be very, very, very much high power. So let's go ahead. Is it cool that we flip a coin? Is we cool that we flip a coin?
I'm good with it.
All right, Brother TAHARKA, what you gonna pick, heads or tails?
I will take. Let's see. I take heads.
Heads. All right, we about to flip. Go ahead, brother. We got Brother John Bey on the flip. Heads. Heads it is. Heads
go ahead,
it is.
CANNON BEY. You go first, brother.
Heads it is. All right, we got 20.
That means you go first.
Present your position. No, when you get heads, you get the call.
You go first. You go first. Heads mean you go first.
Who said that?
He say, which one of y'all gonna go first? We're gonna flip to see who go first. What do you pick? You said head.
Okay. No problem. Okay. First of all, tell me when the time stopped.
All right. Hold on just for a second. We had let's go. We can start right now. Let's go, TAHARKA.
Okay. First of all, what I'm about to present is this. I want y'all to listen and listen clear. C.CANNON BEY asked the question when we was going over the discussion is how nationality is conferred. In other words, what he is saying is, how is nationality obtained? How is one given a nationality? This is what he's saying. And the answer to that, which I did not answer, C.CANNON BEY said, is it the state or is it the temple that confers nationality? You see, is it the state or is it the temple that confers nationality? Do the state give you nationality or do the temple give you nationality? And I'm saying this slow so you can understand what I'm saying. First of all,
make it clear.
There's only one way that any state can give you nationality. That is by the way of a sovereign state a sovereign state granting you citizenship by the way of naturalization. It's the only way it can be given to you. You're given citizenship by the way of naturalization process. Now, the temple cannot give you or confer nationality. All right? The temple cannot give you or confer nationality. The state that we're talking about that can confirm or confer nationality is a sovereign state, a sovereign government. A sovereign government is the only one that can give you nationality. That's right. That's right. Now, I'm going to prove my point. I'm going to prove my point. And this might shake up people in the temple too.
Oh, yeah.
Nationality. Let's go to what the Prophet Noble Ali says. Prophet Noble Ali makes a statement. And I'm only going to use Prophet Noble Ali words. Not going to use my own words. I'm only going to use the Prophet Noble Ali words. Prophet Noble Ali makes a statement in the divine constitution and bylaws. I'm not talking about an oral statement. I'm not talking about he say, she say. I'm talking about the divine constitution and bylaws. And according to the divine constitution and bylaws, and I'm going to pull it up. According to the divine constitution and bylaws, the prophet is very clear. He's very clear when it comes to the divine constitution and bylaws in Act 6. In Act 6, Prophet Noble Ali, which is our standard bearer of being a Moorish American, Prophet Noble Ali makes a statement. With us, all right? With us, the us that he's referring to is the Moorish Science Temple of America. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we're teaching people their nationality. He didn't say we're giving people a nationality. We're teaching people. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and divine creed. So in order to give somebody a nationality, you must give them a divine creed too. They already have a divine creed. You can't give somebody something that they already have. So we're teaching our people their nationality. They already have it, they just don't know it. It was figuratively taken away in 1774. And I say figuratively, not literally, because you are what your forefathers were without a doubt or contradiction. Their divine creed was also figuratively taken away. But the divine creed always was. So we're teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. So, but first, the temple cannot give you a nationality. Let's make that clear first. It cannot give you a nationality. We're going to make that clear. Secondly, the state, the only state that can give you a nationality is a sovereign government. A sovereign government respected by the nations of the world, because the nations of the world criteria is the same. The nation of the world criteria is the same. Now, so let's talk about it. The way that you are afforded nationality or citizenship in Japan. Japanese. If you wanted become a citizen of Japan, the requirements are you have to be naturalized the same way in the United States if you wasn't born there. Number one, you must continue residence in Japan. The applicant must have lived in Japan for 5 years. Number two, must be over 20 years old. Number three, be of good moral character. You must have some form of financial stability. You must agree to hold only a Japanese citizenship, and you must respect the Japanese Constitution. Only then can you present yourself for naturalization to become a citizen or obtain the nationality of Japanese. In Dutch, there are several ways of acquiring Dutch nationality, i.e. citizenship. You automatically become a Dutch national if your parents is Dutch when you are born. This is straight across the board. That if you born on a land, by default, you become a national of that government and of the land, i.e. a citizen. Or if paternity is acknowledged by a Dutch national, or through either option procedure of naturalization. Again, there goes that word again, naturalization. Foreign nationals can apply for Dutch nationality if they lived in the Netherlands legally for 5 years. So there you go again. Let me make sure you're walking with me now. So we done talked about Japan. We done talked about Dutch. In order to become a citizen of any country on the planet Earth, it must be a sovereign government. It must be a sovereign government. And that government must be consistent with the families of nations. That's why I can go to Chinese or Japanese. Their requirements are most likely similar or almost identically the same. I can go to the Netherlands and deal with Dutch. It's almost identically the same of how to obtain citizenship. You follow me? To gain citizenship. Now, how much time I got, bro? Because I see C.CANNON Bey talking about USAR as a sovereign government, and I'm about to change that up in a minute. How much time I got? Keep me on my toes. So, now, when we start talking about a sovereign government...
10 minutes. You got 12 minutes, brother.
Excellent. When we start talking about a sovereign government, let's be clear. To become a USA citizen, the requirements are just the same. You must be either born in the United States or, number two, become naturalized as a citizen. There's only two ways to become a citizen or obtain any sort of nationality in the United States. One is born and one is naturalized. So the Moorish American nationality, it's founded on the birth in the United States and the historical context of you being of Moorish descent. Descendants of Moroccans and born in America. Now, when you look at USAR, sister in the chat said, that's right, I'm nice with this. I'm looking at the chat and watching this. Sister in the chat said, well, USSR is a sovereign government. False. They're not a sovereign government. Matter of fact, let's go a step further. They're not a sovereign government. They are a business. A sovereign government does not file incorporation papers or corporation papers with a state of a sovereign country. That's not how a country is established. Here is the following from our brother C.CANNON Bey. The following right here. United States of America Republic Corporation. It's an entity, not a government. Articles of Amendment. But guess what? The registered agent is the Moorish Science Temple of America, which is fraudulent. For if the registered agent is the Moorish Science Temple of America, he must produce sheikh credentials. He must produce divine minister credentials. He must produce where he was appointed, anointed, or consecrated. But he's making the registered agent the corporation or the identity known as the Moorish Science Temple of America. So this is only a corporation, a business. This is not a country. As you look down here, you see that the same way that all other corporations, businesses, and not that government is a corporation, No, this is a business filing. This is not a government. This is a business filing. It has board of directors, incorporators, or by person, any other members. Board of directors duly adopt a resolution proposing to amend the articles of incorporation. This is a business. There's articles of incorporation like a business. All right? Now, how do we know this? Right here. How to form an LLC in Indiana, which is where he formed this at. He formed this in Indiana. All right? Matter of fact, Griffin, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. And he got a P.O. box. But anyway, how to form, basically, you can Google it. Name your LLC. What is the name of his LLC? Say it with me now. United States of America Republic Corporation. Choose a registered agent. Say it with me now. Who is his registered agent? Fraudulently, the Moorish Science Temple of America. File the articles of organization. Say it with me now. Additional articles. So he has the articles already filed. All right? All right? You see it? And this corporation shall accept vehicle donations and provide transportation. This corporation shall be perpetual. So this corporation is to, and one of the articles is to accept vehicle donations. This doesn't sound like a nation. This doesn't sound like Yugoslavia. This doesn't sound like Russia. This corporation shall accept vehicle donations and provide transportation. This is one of the functions of the corporation. This is a business here. All right. Create an operating agent, obtain an EIN. You know how we know he obtained the EIN? Of course he obtained the EIN, because here we go. He also accepted to do business in this Commonwealth of Virginia. It says this is the certified, the certificate of authority to transact business in Virginia was this day's issued and admitted in this office to the United States of America Republic Corporation. This a corporation organized under the laws of Indiana. If you are under the laws of anything, you're not a sovereign government. Or a corporation organized under the laws of Indiana. You follow me? Under the laws. He is under the jurisdiction of a state. He's not even under
minutes, Brother Taharka.
What is it, 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He is under the jurisdiction of the state of Indiana, a corporation organized under the laws of Indiana. This is not a government. His business is called United States of America Republic. And last but not least, because I got a few minutes, here is another letter from the Commonwealth of Virginia. As the United States of America Republic Corporation has declared its sovereignty and independence, so they wrote a letter trying to tell them that they declared their sovereignty and independence. And the amendment, what's that? 28. 18 provides that it is not the subject to the laws of another state. Is it not true that the corporation is no longer incorporated under the laws of the state of Indiana? So if you are a sovereign government, then now you must prove that you are not incorporated under the state of Indiana, because this says that you are. This says that you are. And in order to be, according to your own letter that you posted on Facebook, according to this letter, it says that you are a corporation under the laws of under the state of Indiana. Yet you're writing them and tell them that you're sovereign and independent. You can't be both at one time. So for one, you're not a government. Let me finish. For one, you're not a government. You're a business. You're a business. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, you cannot give nationality. You cannot confer nationality being a business. You know, you cannot confer nationality being a business. You're only a business. And number two, and last but not least, because my time is of the essence, in order for you to even start a sovereign government, you must expatriate, meaning you must leave the soil. You must leave the soil and create a government within your group or within your membership. And that's how a government is started. It's not started by filing corporation papers with the state of Indiana and then trying to incorporate in other states, because you only have means to transact business, not to transact government things. And on my next go around, I will show you how everything else is fraudulent as it relates to you transaction as a government. You're not transaction business as a government. You're only doing YouTube as well as social media posing as a government. But that is not real government. That is not real government. You're a business, and that's it. And I yield the floor to my brother, my friend, C.CANNON Bey. Let me get my pen so I can get my notes so I can really chop you up on round two. Islam, peace and love.
Islam. Okay, Taharka. Okay, Taharka. Interesting dialogue. Case in point here, we're gonna have to understand exactly what nationality is, and exactly what nationality is not. It seems as though we're clearing up the air here exactly of what nationality is and what it's not. Because it seems as though some people have an idea that nationality is confined or confined or circumscribed to, decent nature, and that's not the case. So, brother C.CANNON Bey, are you ready? You ready, brother?
I'm ready.
All right. We'll start now. Let's go.
Okay. First thing we're going to do is go straight to the law. Let's see. Okay. Nationality is conferred by the state as per international law. The United States of America Republic is the only national government in America for Moorish American nationals. To determine whether a person is considered as a national by a state under the operation of this law requires a careful analysis of how a state applies its nationality laws and practice. In that individual case, in some cases, an objective analysis of the law will lead to the conclusion that the person is a national, but the state may not in practice follow the letter of the law. So the analysis must be based on how the competent authorities interpret the law. To determine that a person is considered as a national by any state does not require proving the lack of recognition as a national by all of the world's states. Nationality is almost always granted based on certain factual links between a person and a state. either links through family or through territory. To work out whether a person is stateless, it is usually sufficient to look at whether they have the nationality of any of the places which they have such links, i.e. country of birth, country of nationality, nationality of parents, country of habitual residence, and country of nationality of spouse. Nationality is a legal relationship between an individual person and a state. Nationality affords the state jurisdiction over the person and affords the person the protection of the state. What these rights and duties are vary from state to state. Okay, so that's international law on how nationality is conferred. So they basically telling you, and then they're not saying it right here, but basically it's a legal relationship between the individual seeking nationality or seeking citizenship and the state conferring that citizenship upon that individual. So yes, let's make something real clear first, because I know a lot of people have a lot of misunderstandings. So I want to, when I teach very thoroughly, so there's no misunderstanding. The state is the people. So basically, when they're talking about states, they're talking about the people themselves. And so we as people have to recognize that you're one of us. Now, it's not just us walking around saying we're Moorish Americans. It's us that's saying we're Moorish Americans that's organized under political rights and under a political entity pursuing political rights. That's an actual pursuance of political rights. So that political body, when that political body of people say, okay, he one of ours, that's the confirming part. Because when you if you go to another country and they snatch you up, first thing you're going to tell them is I'm a Moorish American. First thing they got to do is contact your government. Okay, so when we come, we're coming to say, oh yeah, he one of our nationals. He a national of this state government. He one ours. Now this is the law working. Okay, so now when we come to see about, they say, well, he did this, this, and that. Okay, well, you fall in the laws of our country. The only thing they can do is deport you back to the United States of America. You come back to the country. Okay, so now it's a by operation of laws. Now this is a law that we passed through our Congress to establish Title 8, laws for aliens and immigration definitions. So we pass laws. You got all these people that pass this law that are Moorish Americans, that are part of the political body of Moorish Americans, being the United States of America, whose job it is to act and function as a government, a national government on top of that. So when you go into these laws and you go to, let's go to clause 20. Okay, right here, you saying definitions, immigration. Now we're saying all these people right here are aliens. All these people are aliens to the United States of America Republic. All these peoples, which you see, these are mostly European countries. Okay, all these are aliens under our laws. So as you go down and you go to clause 21, I think it is, or 22, let's see. It's going to tell you who is a national under, and this is under the law. This is not us just telling people, oh, this is who are more, this who name. They are able to go to our laws and read exactly who is a Moorish American national and citizen of the United States of America Republic. So clause 22, a national of the United States of America Republic means a Moorish American national or citizen of the United States of America Republic, or B, a person who, though not a citizen of the United States of America Republic, owes permanent allegiance to the United States of America Republic. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America, etc. 2, the Asiatic nations, the Moorish, who were ancient Moabites and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. 3, the Asiatic nations of North, South, and Central America, the Moorish Americans and Mexicans of North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America. 4, the Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the natives of San Salvador.
Brother, do you want to screen share? People in the chat are asking for you to screen share if you're able to.
How do I do it?
Oh man, it's gonna take time. You hit that green button on the left of the screen, and a screen will pop up. Stop the clock 1 minute for me, timekeeper. Okay, you see on your screen?
I just hit share. Can you see?
We got you,
But
brother
you
man.
gotta hit the proper screen. You on me now.
I'm going back to the screen. I'm going back to it.
There you go. And when you start them back up, there you go. You hit your.
All right.
Now, don't you have no nasty stuff coming up here. It's a family show.
Here you go, right here.
Okay, there you go. All right, brother.
So what I'm gonna do too is, real quick is, I'm gonna go back to the top of this law right quick.
All right, C.CANNON Bey.
Because this is important how we pass these laws through our Congress. And I really want.
Listen to me. He's going to start the time now since you got your screen share on. I'm shutting back down. Peace.
All right.
Okay. So up here you see all the Moors that voted on this law to put this into play. Okay. Okay. So now every law that we pass, it starts with this statement. Okay. And in this statement, it says, whereas the United States of America Republic, being a perpetual corporation, and actually that should be government, we updated that, is an autonomous state government lawfully incorporated and chartered for the benefit and protection of we, the Moorish American people, by its declaration, national constitution, and bylaws and aforementioned articles. Whereas the United States of America Republic's official language is English, the English language. Whereas the Moorish American people have made a unique contribution in shaping the United States of American Republic as a distinctive and blessed nation of people and citizens. Whereas the Moorish American people are a people of deeply held religious convictions springing from the holy scriptures of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and the learning, teachings, and truth of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali led his people back to the principles and standards of their ancient forefathers, free national principles and standards. Whereas the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice inspired concepts of civil government that are contained in our Declaration of Independence and Constitution of the United States of America Republic. Whereas the Moorish American people are now in great comprehension that as a nation of people being nationwide in scope to achieve peace as well as unity as a single harmonious nation, there must be uniform laws for the nation. The Constitution and laws of the United States of American Republic are the rock on which our republic rests. Whereas the history of our nation clearly illustrates the value of a nation to be able to create and pass its own laws and beneficial to a society to enforce the laws of the nation. This is not to remove or change the Moorish American people from voluntarily applying and extending the learning, teachings, and truth of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America in the lives of individuals, families, or in their society as a nation of people. Whereas this nation faces great challenges that will test this nation as it has never been tested before. Whereas that renewing our knowledge of law, divine and national, and having faith in our universal creator through holy scriptures of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Holy Bible, and the great Quran of Muhammad, as we honor all the divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Therefore, the Constitution and laws of the United States of American Republic and knowledge of the aforementioned holy scriptures can only strengthen our nation. Our President Christopher H. Cannon Bey, therefore established with the consent of the Continental Congress the provisions as the law of the United States of American Republic. Whereas USAR, you say what?
9 minutes, brother, man.
Okay. So basically, this is how every law is cool. This is how every law basically starts off. So it's basically giving a breakdown of what we're doing as a nation. And I mean, this is on every law that's passed. So every law starts off that way. So I'm gonna go back to clause 21. Clause 21 is breaking down who a national is. Remember, the law just told you nationality is conferred by the state, and it is written in that state's laws who its nationals are. Okay, so we go to clause 21. Clause 21 is going to break down who the nationals are of the United States of America Republic. So you heard what I said. I left off on number 4 where I was at the Colombians, Nicaraguans, and natives of San Salvador and Central America, etc. All of these are nationals of the United States of America Republic. Okay, nationalization means the conferring the nationality of a state upon a person after birth by any means whatsoever. Open for legislation 24, non-combatant service. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the rest of that. I'm gonna go to. He made a statement about that. We're not a government. Yes, see. let's pull up that document that he talking about from the state of Virginia. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Okay, he just read this letter from the state of Virginia. Yes, clear something up real quick. In this letter right here, they're saying that pursuant to the act. Wait a minute, yes, this is the right letter. This look like Illinois. That's Illinois. Hold on. Okay. So right here, we apply for a certificate of authority. Just make something clear about a certificate of authority. A certificate of authority is not us asking the state, can we do something in the state? That's not what it is. A certificate of authority is the state recognizing the power and authority we have to transact our business in the state. Okay, so right here is saying, as United States of America Republic Corporation has declared its sovereignty and independence, and as Amendment 18, they're quoting Amendment 18 in our state constitution, provides that it is not subject to the laws of another state. Is it not true? So they're asking, is it not true that the corporation is no longer incorporated under the laws of the state of Indiana, which is a very true statement. So even though you are able to go look up the charter and you're able to read it, the state of Indiana has no power over our charter. Okay. In response, they wanted me to respond, and I did. So I'm going to read how I responded. And when I responded, they issued the certificate of authority. And I really think the reason they asked for that was to see if I knew what I was talking about. So this is the letter that I wrote back. This letter is in response to your letter dated March 8, 2017 to address the rejection of application for certificate of authority to transact business in Virginia as a foreign corporation, and to provide a written explanation per your request in this resubmission. The United States of American Republic is a de jure government of an autonomous nation of people. The Moorish American people are a nation of people created by God, and their national standard state flag represents a natural people. The several states and the union states, including commonwealths, as well as the United States, are corporations, and their flags are corporate banners. Their citizens are corporate citizens. None of their banners or citizens are of nations created by God, and their citizens are comprised of national citizens from other nation states who are created by God. The United States of American Republic is an autonomous government for the Moorish American people, who are the national citizens of North America / Morocco. The United States of America Republic is a governmental corporation created by the Moorish Americans, who are a natural people to operate in commerce on their behalf with other governmental corporations. Nationality theory, the jurisdiction principle that citizens are subject to the laws of their country, no matter where the citizens are. The country of the Moorish American people is North America / Morocco. The Moorish American people have a peace and friendship treaty in force with the United States federal government, which is the longest unbroken treaty of the United States. The United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, does not allow any state to enter into treaty agreements or alliances. This indicates the power of the United States of American Republic's national government. Let me pull up the second part, page 2.
Yeah, 4 minutes, brother.
Okay. Okay. The power is not delegated to the United States of American Republic by the Constitution or where, wait a minute, I'm sorry. The United States of American Republic government is the only government in America with power to enforce international law on the American continent. No powers have been delegated to the United States by our national constitution. Any powers delegated to the United States by our government are in the Peace and Friendship Treaty. Amendment 10, powers reserved to the states or the people. The power is not delegated to the United States of American Republic by the Constitution, or where it prohibits the United States or the several states are reserved to the United States of American Republic, respectfully, or to the people. The Commonwealth of Virginia is obligated by Article 6 of the United States Constitution, wherein it states, all debts, contracted, and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or any laws, any state to the contrary notwithstanding. So I'm gonna skip this session. It's just talking about them taking their oaths of office. We, the United States of American Republic, have corporate charter immunity. Though we are not under the laws of the state of Indiana, we are still lawfully chartered and incorporated and recognize the laws that apply to corporations. The power to incorporate is not a granted privilege created by state government, but the power to incorporate was legislated by the United States Congress. Congress created the power to incorporate, and it was an appropriate need for the United States of American Republic for carrying into execution the powers expressly given to the United States of American Republic government. And the creation of such a corporation should be held to be justified by the authority given to make all laws necessary and proper for carrying into execution the enumerated powers and all other powers vested by the Constitution and laws of the United States of American Republic. Therefore, the United States of American Republic is entitled to sovereignty over all the territories within its jurisdiction subject to common law. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this right here. I understand you were saying, like, you know, well, it's a business. All governments are businesses, if you didn't know, brother. I just want to pull your coattail to that. And that's been most of our problem in America so far, that we fail to realize that all governments are businesses and all people are franchises. All nations of people are franchised. They're telling you during the 13th Amendment, during slavery, we was disenfranchised. We're now re-enfranchised as a nation of people. And like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches, the Honorable Prophet said, you know, if a person do not recognize the constitutional form of a free national government, they are to be classed as undesirables. So all Moors across this country that do not recognize this free national government, which has been established for them as a free national people who has a continent, which is North America. The country and the government are two different things. Government is simply administration, brother. That's all government is, administration. So we have a administration now. And I don't know how much time I got, so I'm just gonna yield it right there. Islam, I yield the floor.
Time, brother, man.
All right. All right.
All right.
Tell me.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, man, it seems like the brother man has demonstrated his portion. Now it's time for rebuttals, right? All right. TAHARKA Bey, let's go.
All right. First thing, family, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Let me pick out a few things. First, he never established that he's a legitimate government. That's first. First, we need to understand how our legitimate government is established. I'll repeat. A legitimate government is not established by filing corporations, articles of incorporations, articles of corporations. That's not how Palestine was established in the West Bank, when the Israelis and the Americans and the Europeans came together and dropped Israel in the middle of the desert and created the government known as the Israeli state. That is not how the Israeli state was created. Again, Palestine don't even have land, but they are a recognized government. When the USSR fell apart, there were many different countries that were grown out of the Soviet Union. So if you want to know how to establish a country, look at Bosnia. Look at Bosnia and see how it was established. They did not file incorporation papers with the new Russian government. They didn't do that. You want to look at how India and Pakistan separated. when Pakistan used to be a part of India. When Pakistan and India separated, Pakistan did not file paperwork with India to be a government. They didn't do that. That's not how governments are created. Nor did he establish that he is a legitimate Congress. Only thing that he has established is that he spent a lot of time writing laws and claiming to be Congress and making laws. That is not how government is worked. Anybody can do that. Matter of fact, let me show you who else people do that. I'm gonna give you some examples real quick. We got quite a few people that do that, but I'll give you 3 right now. That's right, I'm throwing them all in the loop. I'm gonna give you 3 right now. So, right here, you got a Maxim Moor Empire. They claim to be some form of government, which upon research, you'll find out they're trying to take people money and move in the manner that all of these fictitious Moorish hijackers are moving. There you go, a Mexican empire. Now you got the new Moorish American consulate. They're doing the same thing. They're selling people on the idea that they're a consulate and they're going to move as an organized group to adjudicate criminals that break law and claim to be of Moorish descent. Also, you got Marrakesh Society, who their main hustle is to sell you some books on freedom. Their main hustle is to try to convince you that you are more national. And their nationality, they say, is more American. But let's be clear. None of them would know nothing about Moorish or anything if it wasn't for the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So me, I stick to the Prophet's program. But let's look at what he just put up. That mumbo jumbo, with all due respect, that he responded back was nothing but a waste of paper and ink. It was a sermon of him responding, trying to explain to them about the same way he's doing to us, trying to explain to us what the United States of America Republic is. That's all it is a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So anybody can write mumbo and jumbo and send it in. That doesn't mean it law, does don't mean it's legitimate. So pay close attention what he said. He said on the last line, listen to this, listen closely. The Moorish American people have peace and friendship treaty enforced with the United States federal government. Remember he said that, right? They have it enforced with the Moorish American people have a peace and friendship treaty enforced with the United States federal government. Okay, that's what he say. But let me show you something real quick. What he's not telling you is that he doesn't have anything enforced. What he's not telling you is that when you're using the term the Moorish American people, you're using it in an unrestricted, ambiguous sense. The Treaty of Friendship Treaty is between Morocco and the United States. Morocco is a sovereign country. Matter of fact, it was in 1777 with Morocco, not the United States of America Republic. Now, it'd be different if he said, we, the United States of America Republic, have a treaty with the United States. But no, he said the Moorish American people, and this is how he's duping the people, because the Moorish American people is not synonymous in this day and time with Morocco. Morocco is a sovereign state. It's a country. The Moorish American people, man, we everywhere. We everywhere. And for you to equate that with your sovereignty doesn't make sense. Now, so let's look at here. When you look at nationality, how is nationality conferred? How do one receive a nationality? Family, it's very simple. It's very simple. Yes, that's the unbroken treaty, but it's with the state of Morocco. It's very simple. He's claiming to be a state of his own called the United States of America Republic. which he haven't proved that he's a legitimate country, state, or government. You see, he hasn't proved that. Now, somebody say this is the Moroccan Empire. We don't live in the Moroccan Empire no more. We live in a nation state. The nation state is the rule of the day. So the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said this is a new era of time now. It is a new era of time now. The people are not the state. The government and the people, citizens of that, according to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the citizens, let me share it with you, according to the teachers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and this is the Prophet's words. These are the Prophet's words. You see this? This is the Prophet's words, divine warning. The citizens of all free national governments, according to their national constitution, are all of one family bearing one free national name. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classified as undesirables. Now, let me go down some more real fast. The Prophet of Ali said there is but one issue for them to be recognized by this government and the nation of the earth, and it becomes through your connection to the Moorish national and divine movement, which is incorporated in this government. What did the Prophet Noble Drew Ali incorporate in this government? The Moorish Science Temple of America. So let's rewind. There is but one issue. Connect yourself to the Moorish Science Temple of America. There is but one issue. There is but one issue to be recognized by this government and the earth. And it is through your connection to the Moorish divine and national movement, which is incorporated. What did the Prophet incorporate? He did not incorporate the Moorish divine and national movement in those 4 words. He incorporated the Moorish Science Temple of America in this government and recognized by all other nations of the world. Now, when you go right here, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali gives, a matter of fact, I'm not even going to, I'll save that for question time. He says, let's do this. He says, I love my people. Look at this. He says, I love my people, and I desire their unity and mind back to their own national standards, because day by day they have been violating the national constitutional laws of their government. What is he talking about? The national constitutional laws of their government. This government that we live in is ours. He says, by claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. What constitution are you talking about, Prophet Noble Drew Ali? Okay, he's going to tell us. If Greeks, Italians, Greeks, and English, and Japanese, and Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national name before the constitutional government of what? Not the United States of America Republic, of the United States, it is no more than right that that law should be enforced. And this is where Taj, now I'm enforcing the law, should be enforced on all other American citizens alike. You are the other American citizen alike that the Prophet is referring to in this. You are that one. Okay? Let me run it back again. Let me run it back again. When the Prophet says, he says, I want to blow it up for you. Let me see if I can blow it up for you. Let me see if I can blow it up for you. Okay, here we go. He said, I love my people and desire their unity and mind back to our own national standard, because day by day they have violated the national constitution and laws of their government. What constitution is he talking about? Not USAR, because this was 1929, 28, 27. One of those. By claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. What do you mean unconstitutional? What do you mean? If how much time I got, brother? If Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, and Japanese, and Turks and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national name, meaning that this, if you come into the United States and you want to be a citizen of the United States of America, you must proclaim your free national name by the way of naturalization.
8 minutes, brother.
How many?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. By the way of naturalization, and the nationalization, your free national name of this government would become American. So again, you have Greek American, English American, Chinese American, Japanese American, Turkish American, Arabian American. If they are forced to proclaim their free national name, which means making allegiance to the United States government and religion before the constitutional government of the United States, before who? The constitutional government of who? The United States. Okay? Now somebody say, hold up, brother, we going back into the United States? Yep. I'm going to tell you why. It is no more than right that the law should be enforced upon all other American citizens. You are already a citizen. Why? Because you are born into it. Check this out. He didn't name you right here. He didn't name Moorish Americans right here. Why didn't he name Moorish American right here? Because he's using Greek, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, Arabians as examples that if they must proclaim their free national name before the government or the constitutional government of the United States, it is no more than right that the law be enforced upon all American citizens. And that speaks to you. You are American citizen, and so you must acknowledge that you are Moorish American before what government? The constitutional government of the United States. Why? Let me close on this. Why? Family, and I'm gonna do this, and I never did it before, but I'll do it this time. The reason why is this. The reason why is this. Because the United States is somewhat known to be a corporation, right? The Moorish Science Temple of America is a corporation, right? Now, the Moorish Science Temple of America has things in place to make you active or become active within the constitutional fold and the Constitution of the United States in order to take your place in the affairs of men, and you can become one of the deal breakers or breakers. You become, and in the words of my brother Sharif, it's better to become the power than to fight the power. It's better to become the power than to fight the power. So the Prophet Noble Drew Ali has put us in position to become the power. Yet we are so busy fighting, trying to create something new, that we are losing the fight. So now we have USAR, we have a Mexican Empire, we have consulate courts, we have RB Bay, and then Moorish National.
Brother, man, time.
There we go.
All right, brother C.CANNON Bey. Islam? Where's the brother?
Let me see.
Okay, y'all can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the first thing I'm gonna say to you, bro. And I love you, but you're confused. You keep mixing country with government. You keep mixing country, citizenship, and government. Establishing a country, God did that. Allah did that. We don't have to establish a country. He gave us one. It's North, South, and Central America. Okay. You kind of like all over the place, and you know I understand. You don't know civics. Okay, so let me explain something to you about governments. It's all kind of governments. Okay, you keep saying you can't start a government by incorporating. What did the Prophet do? He started a government. The government he created was incorporated in the state of Illinois. And guess what? That particular theocratic government that he created, incorporating in the state of Illinois, guess what? You can't show me anything to say it's not still under the laws of the state of Illinois. But I can show you the government, our national government, I just showed you that it is not under the laws of the state of Indiana. very clearly. Okay. So the thing that we have to begin to really do is understand that no withdrawal. See, the same thing is going on that went on when the prophet was here back then. He said, I told them they had their own government and they ran and asked the Europeans. Right now, you have your own government. It's up to you to recognize your government and be active in your government. That's what brings it to fruition. See, we're not in belief no more, brother. It's in fruition right now. You're in the age of knowledge. This is the age of Aquarius. You're in the age of knowledge. So guess what? Everything manifests into the light. So all the seeds he planted back then are blossoming and grooming and sprouting now. See, because the prophet understood that Allah got everything on a time scale. It wasn't time back then. The time is now. That's why he's saying in the 2000s, we're going to come into our own. Okay. So I just want you to really understand when you say you follow the prophet and you're talking about the temple this and the temple that, man, I'm diehard Noble Drew Ali. Don't get it twisted. You are not speaking what Noble Drew Ali teach. And I just got to keep it real. Because my prophet said, just because you're born here, don't make you a citizen, brother. And I know that's way over your head. But understand that guess what? It is a difference in the U.S. federal government and a difference in the U.S.A. government. The federal government is in a 10 square mile radius in Washington, D.C. The rest of the country, which is your continental United States, if you read the law, it would tell you the continental United States is the 50 states and the District of Columbia. Okay? Don't get things twisted, brother. Government is administration. And the government officials are trustees of the land and the people. Guess what? So when another nation grabs you, the first thing you're gonna say, if anybody that go to another country, as soon as they get grabbed by another, if one of us go to Japan and they grab, first thing people gonna have, oh, I'm not from here, I'm a United States citizen. But guess what? You can't do that. Guess why? Because when you say you're a United States citizen, then you're really saying you're a 14th Amendment. See what I'm saying? NBC. So unless we got our own government, even ties, I want to make this perfectly clear. All Moors across this country are doing their part. All of them, from Tariq Bey them to the sheik right there on the call, to you, to everybody. This thing is a vast awakening that we are waking up. But we have to be smart enough and understand why the prophet said, I'm not going to wake all y'all up at one time. He said that because, guess what? He got to wake us up a few at a time to get our government established, because guess what? If all of us wake up, it's going to be chaos. We all wake up at the same time. We have to maintain and have order, brother, period. Okay, so law govern all events. This is the #1 lesson of Moorish science. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you like this. I stick with the law. I ain't gotta go into all this rhetoric and anything else, all that type of stuff. You keep talking about this government, but I just showed you, and it shows your incompetency that you don't even understand what I read to you in the letters that I read. And by the way, the state of Virginia ended up issuing that certificate of authority. And if you do your homework on a certificate of authority, when you read what it does, they're telling you in their own laws. Each one of these states is telling you in their own laws. It don't give them any power or authority over the entity that it issues that certificate of authority to, or to interfere in their internal affairs, brother. Okay, so the part about us not and me not establishing that we're a government, that's already established. You got the charter, read it. Okay, so now you made a statement about the treaty. Can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see my screen?
Nobody won't respond.
Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we on it with you.
Nobody responded, so I don't know. I'm trying to make sure you can see when I'm finished show.
I'm on this side working. I'm working.
Okay.
I can't see your screen. Now I can see your screen, brother.
Okay.
I can see
Said the treaty don't apply to us. That's not true, brother. Right here in the treaty, you can see it clear as day. It don't say that this treaty is with Moroccans, brother. Right here, it say Moorish or Christian powers, Moorish or Christian. It says nothing about no Moroccans in this treaty. So see, this is what I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell you this. Most Moors argue the treaty, Peace and Friendship Treaty of 1787. That treaty been superseded by the Treaty of 1836. And that's why they don't win when they go in talking about the Peace and Friendship Treaty of 1787. If you get a consular manual of the United States government and read the consular manual, they don't have our names in there, but they have in the consulate manual that they've passed, that the United States government gives to all these different police agencies and etc., they do have, they mentioned the Treaty of 1836 in there, the Peace Treaty of 1836. See, you know, Nobuju Ali said it best. You know, he had to go around his elbow just to get to his thumb to get things done for us with these people. And so, you know, you got to really be following the prophet footstep for footstep to keep up with the moves that he made, because guess what? He knew already he had to hide these things from him. And that's why he's saying, look, I took what I bought you and I enshrouded it in religion to keep the Europeans from molesting what I bought you. So understand one thing, brother, the divine side, we done had that forever. What you don't have is your state, which is your national side. And like he's saying in his speech, the only way the Negro problem is gonna be solved is through the Moorish national movement. Okay, the national side. Why? Because only the state can confirm nationality, brother, and that's the only thing that's gonna fix everything for us as a nation of people and get us back on where we're supposed to be. So, like the prophets say, seek first the kingdom, everything else will be added on to you. If you get your government up and running, everything else you want as a nation of people, you will have it. You won't have to run around here and keep, I talk to Moors every day. You know what I'm saying? And Moors tell me, well, you know, brother, you know, we gotta, the temple is the state. How the temple the state? See, it's confusion, man. It's a lot of confusion that's not necessary. And we don't have to argue about what you believe or what you think or what I believe or what I think. We don't have to do nothing but go to the law, brother. Now, this is the letter that I put up about from the Secretary of State of Illinois, and people made jokes about it. But you got to really pay attention to what's being said here. These people are saying, pursuant to act, not-for-profit corporations can be organized for any one of a number of enumerated purposes. The purpose of the corporation in question is stated as this state government is invested with powers and authority to create and enforce laws and impose taxes, include protection of lives and property by maintenance of a police force. The creation of a state government with the power and authority stated in the corporation's purpose clause is beyond the scope and authority of any not-for-profit corporation. So I just put that up there to let you know, again, brother, we not no not-for-profit organization. We not no corporation. We a government, okay? Plain and simple as that. We a government, okay? So, and I can only tell you this. An organization can never have a government, but a government can have many organizations, brother. We can keep the Black Panthers. We can keep the Nation of Islam. Everybody can stay right where they at, but everybody must proclaim their nationality in the government in which they live in and the nations of the earth, like the Honorable Prophet Nobuju Ali taught us and teaches us in Act 6 of the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Okay, right here, the prophet is standing in the doorway.
5 minutes, brother.
He's standing in the doorway. The prophet leaving hints and clues. He got his hand on his chest. Where's his hand pointing to? His hand is pointing to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. Brother, you for some reason, you want to tell people that we're supposed to be part of the United States government, but not according to what the prophet said, because the prophet said that he been undermining this government for 600 years. From what I read in the oral statements, he said he been undermining this government for 600 years. And I don't know if you know what undermining the government means. Let's get that definition up and see what undermining means. Let me see if I got it on that. But basically, he was tearing down the foundation of their government and showing that and tearing it down to make way for our government, because we the true government, we the de jure government. They're only a quasi government. They're not the de jure government. Okay, what they're doing is sitting in your seat because you refuse to take responsibility for your people and your people's actions. You sit around complaining about everything the United States government does, but you're not standing up to take care of your own responsibilities dealing with your race. So when you start learning civics, you will learn that guess what? We can pass the duty of secular education to our children. We can pass the duty of religious instruction to the temple. But it's one duty you would never be able to transfer, brother. And that's the duty of perpetuating your race. Okay. Only a state and a nation organized under a political body of politics that is striding out for human rights, not civil rights, but for our human rights and our right to self-determination, to be able to write, create, and pass our own laws as a nation of people. And you know, that's funny you say, oh, you know, that ain't a real Congress. Guess what? It is if the people that live under this government and who have pledged their lives, property, and everything else and took oaths to this state government to uphold the Constitution and laws of the government and other country. It is if they say it is and they are part of it. See, know what Ali is telling us, my real Moors are active, not passive. Brother, you passive as hell. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not active in government. You're not making no decisions for our race and what direction we going as a race of people. Guess what? Chiefs talk to chiefs. Indians talk to Indians. Guess what? Governments talk to other governments, brother. Real simple. Governments do not talk to temples. Guess why? Because the Constitution of the United States is clear. They will not pass any law respecting religion, brother. They're not going to talk to you. Your religion is private. Our religion, being Moorish American Muslims, is private. It's our business what we call our God. It's our business how many times we pray a day. All these things is our business, not their business. And when we leave outside that temple, guess what? We still have to continue to live on in the society. And by living in that society, we must have what everybody else in the society have, which is a government that create agencies, which in turn create jobs, which then in turn we can create our own education system and everything else. Right now, all Moorish Americans nationwide children should be going to the temple for school. They should not still be in no public schools and private schools or charter schools across this country. All Moorish American children should be in the temple for school. You see what I'm saying? But most Moors are wasting a lot of valuable time. Islam, my yield flow.
All right. So fam, what we did was we went to a whole bunch of just sermons. We went straight to church. We went straight to church with a bunch of sermons and a bunch of innuendos and I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. That's all we did. We went through. So now I'm gonna get to my question round. But and I gotta within my question round also make a statement, if you will. 1 second. Let me pull my screen up. So, oh, I'm moving too fast. Let me pull my screen up. Hold up 1 second. So I also want to make a statement in my question round. Well, first of all, two things. Prophet Noble Ali makes a statement. He says, there is but one supreme issue for my people to redeem that which is lost, and that is through the above statements, that the lion and the lamb may lay down together in yonder hills, and neither will be harmed, because love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice reigns in the land. In those days, the United States will be one of the greatest civilizations and prosperous governments of the world. I didn't finagle this. I didn't do anything to it. I'm only reading it. He's speaking of the United States, that if we do what he said in the articles that I read before, not some new fictitious made up government, he says that the United States will be one of the greatest governments of the world. I didn't say it. The Prophet Noble Ali said it. I didn't say it. One of the greatest civilized, prosperous government of the world. But he also said, but if the above principles are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, you going opposite of the prophet. He said, carried out by my people, the citizens and my people in this government, the worst is yet to come, Cannon Bey. because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the work that is performed in North America, Cannon Bay. This is what the divine prophets say. But that leads me to my question. Again, you did not show and prove that you are a legitimate, established government. I would like to sit back for 5 minutes and you explain to us step by step how you became a legitimate government on the terms of all governments. How were you established? How did you establish your government? That's my question. You there?
Islam, brother. You asking me that question?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay, this is what I'm going to tell you.
Step by step.
I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. This is the first thing I'm going to tell you. It's called government secrets. Okay. And in the words of the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, everybody deserves to have secrets, brother. And so I'm just going to tell you this. I'm just going to tell you this again. I'm just going to tell you this. Listen to me carefully. Okay. It's certain things that I am not going to disclose because I do have a non-disclosure agreement signed with this government to not disclose certain pertinent facts about the government. See, you know, I understand you can shake your head and do all that, but guess what? That's for the protection of government officials, period. That guess what? If one of our government officials get picked up by the FBI, anybody else, they can't even question them because they got a non-disclosure agreement signed about this government. It's state secrets. They don't have to talk to the FBI or nobody else because of that contract, show agreement with this state government. Okay, so it's certain things. I understand you're trying to steal, brother. I understand that, you know what I'm saying, that you trying to really figure out how I established what I established. But the best way I can tell you how I established what I established is Allah and following the prophet footsteps, because he left his footsteps clear and only a fool can error. See, I stay in his footsteps all the way, brother. That's how I established the government. This is real simple for me to answer. Follow the footsteps of the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Do not stray from the man's footsteps, and you would know how this government was established. Now, I can tell you this, because you make a lot of points about government. You keep trying to question this government, brother. And again, I can only tell you, it's the same thing they did when he was here. He kept telling them, you got your own government. You waiting on a pat in the head from your master. You waiting on a European to tell you got a government. Brother, your government is recognized. You know how you know your government is recognized? Because you're the one that recognized them. Wake up. Ain't no chains on you no more. Okay? Only chains on you now mental, brother. Guess what? I'm gone. I left the plantation. I'm a Moorish American national of the United States of American Republic. And guess what? And I'm also a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Can you say that? What's the name of your constitutional government? That's the question that's really at hand. Because according to my prophet, if you can't name your constitutional government, you ought to be classed as undesirable. Now you answer that question. Islam.
What question would you want me to name?
What's the name of your constitutional government?
The constitutional government that I am under, I was born under, is the Constitution of the United States of America. This is my government. Yes, yes. Matter of fact, no, let's not argue. Let me answer. Let's not argue. Let me answer. Let me answer. Let me answer. Okay, let me answer. And I'm going to answer with a screenshot.
Okay.
Screen share. It says, by order of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and return back to the state of mind and the national principles and be law abiders and receive their divine right as citizens. Okay, let's stop there. And that they will be law abiders and receive their rights as citizens. What laws and what citizens is he referring to?
You tell
me. He goes on to tell you. He goes on. No, that was a rhetorical question. It goes on to tell you. According to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings, this before there was a USR. According to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings, they are to claim their own free national name and religion. Goes on to say, let me finish.
Please do.
There is but one issue, and I'm going to say it again, for them to be recognized by this government and of the earth, and it comes through your connection to the Moorish divine and national movement. Stop keep saying the prophet saved the Moorish national movement. He didn't say that.
I got the Moorish literature right here. See,
Moorish,
this is one of the things that I'm talking about.
Let me finish. The Moorish divine and national movement, which is incorporated in this government and recognized by all nations of the world. And through it, their children can receive their divine rights unmolested by other citizens, that they can cast a free national ballot. A free national ballot relates to the ballot of the presidency at the poll under a free national constitution of the state's government. They're talking about the United States government. So if you ask me again what government I'm talking about, read the plea to a nation, as the prophet mentions it himself. Proclaim your free national name and religion before the Constitution of the United States. So what government is mine? The United States government is mine, and we are organized to get our slice of the pie as Moorish Americans. We are coming to get our slice of the pie. This is our government, and we are coming to get our slice of the pie.
Good luck. Okay,
that's two.
This is what I'm going to do.
Praise the Lord. Islam, that's 2 questions apiece. So we got that's one question apiece. You got 4 questions apiece.
Oh, okay. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say about what
it's my question now, bro.
Your question, Taharka.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you to be a government, do you have to expatriate to be a government, and have you expatriated? To create are you a sovereign government?
Yes.
And have you expatriated?
No. Now
let
me break it down to you. Number one, we as Moorish American people don't have to expatriate, number one, because we never had citizenship. That's number one. And if you think you're a United States citizen, then why every 20 years they got to keep passing the right for you to vote, player? Okay, so that's the end of that. You're not a United States citizen.
Is that a question?
You just let me finish answering your question. You asked me a question, right? Let me answer your question. We're not United States citizens, therefore, and never been United States citizens, and therefore don't have to expatriate. But what we do have to do is renounce our allegiance to the United States government, player. And that's in Aliens and Immigration. If you read it, they're telling you when you turn 18, and that's when, and let me bring up a document, which is the Divine Constitution and Bylaws of the Moorish Temple of America. Let me bring that up. Where it go? Just hand it up. Okay. Now, this is why the prophet is saying you got to proclaim your nationality in the government in which you live in the nations of the earth. So I already made it clear that, guess what? Now, I'm going to really make it clear with the prophet words. With the prophet words that we're not part of the United States federal government, nor should you be trying to be part of the United States federal government, because our government is the United States of America, because the United States of America is our land and our government is a republic. The federal government of the United States is a democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a national government that is a republic. So I'm looking for it. Hold on one second. Let's see. So the prophet says, where you go? Okay, I ain't gotta find it. I know it by heart, brother. The prophet say he do not wish. Okay, so when we look up the definition, oh, here it is right here. We as a clean and pure nation descend from the inhabitants of Africa do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. What you're doing right now is called amalgamation. You're trying to amalgamate us in with the colonists who invaded and took over our land, and you're trying to amalgamate us with George Washington them, who stole our birthright in the first place and hid our birthright. So amalgamation, union of different races or diverse elements, societies or corporations, so as to form a harmonious whole or new body, interfusion, intermarriage, consolidation, okay? The amalgamation of stock, to join in a single body two or more associations, organizations, or corporations. In England, it is applied to the merger or consolidation of two incorporated companies or societies. The word has no definite meaning. It involves the blending of two concerns into one. Brother, you're trying to blend two different nations of people into one nation with these people, man. It's time for you to come out from under that, bro. We not there no more. We done gave them all we could get them. We helped free them from captivity. We helped free them from England. We picked the cotton. We built the cities. We built the roads. We did everything already. Now guess what? Now it's time for us to come back into power. So guess what? We can't come back into power amalgamating, going against what the prophet teach again, because that's what you're saying. The prophet is clear. We do not wish to amalgamate with the pale-skinned nations. The federal government is a government of the pale-skinned nations of Europe.
Okay, let me respond. Please. Listen, y'all just want to respond to amalgamation. What you call an amalgamation is sorely out of order. When the prophet said, I love my people and I desire their unity back in their own national, our own national standards, because day by day they've been violating the national and constitutional law of their government. This is our government, meaning that we are taking it back. We are being occupied. We are not amalgamating. We're not amalgamating. This is our government. Get it through your head. Know what the prophet said. The national constitutional laws of their government, by claiming name and principle on constitution. Their government. It's our government. We have allowed people in our seats.
Brother, we're not a democracy.
The United States federal government is a democracy, brother.
It's a democracy. The prophet didn't teach you that our government is a democracy. Our government is a republic. Just like every other government through South and Central America, they're republics. They're not democracies. They're republics. Okay. So the prophet is telling us this in his speech. He's telling you free national republic. The federal government is not a republic.
Hey, brother, do you have any more questions for me? You want to ask another question for me? We got, I think, how many questions we got, brother? About 2 more?
Man, you can keep asking me questions. I don't even got to ask you no questions, because just by you asking me questions, it's only getting the information out that people need to hear. Because it's clear, it's very clear that you don't know what the government is, how it's established. Because if you knew how it was established, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. The United States government started off as a republic and continues to be a republic. To call it a democracy is a misnomer.
No, it's not.
A fad. It's a trend.
No, it's not, bro.
It's never changed.
The government in this country is called a democratic republic. We have a democratic republic government here in this country.
No, it was founded as a republic and it continues to be a republic.
I'm gonna prove this real quick. See this book right here? Can you see this book? I'm holding up.
No, your camera.
My camera not on. Why my camera not on?
There you go.
It's on now. Can you see this book?
No, I can't see
it. My camera not on. Why my camera not on? You can cut my camera.
I can't cut your camera off.
Well, anyway, I can't show you the book, but I'll tell you the name of it. It's World Edition 2007 Culture Grams. Okay, the Volume 1, the Americas. Okay, and when you go in this book and it got every country it is in this book through the North, South, and Central America. And when you get to the United, and they're telling you the population of the people in each country, they're also telling you the religion and how the religion breaks down in each country, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So now when you get to the United States,
Don't give them too much.
it's going to tell you that the government here is a democratic republic. The democratic government, it sits in the 10 square mile radius of Washington, D.C. All the rest of the 50 states are republics. Okay. So now if you I love you, man. I just got to tell you, brother, you trying hard, but hey, I got to stay in the prophet footsteps, man. You know, we're not trying to amalgamate with them, and our government is not a republic. I mean, a democracy at all. And the thing of it is this here.
We got any more questions?
This real simple.
I want the question.
I got one more question for him that he did not answer. Well, I guess he did. He said the United States federal government is his government. And according to my prophet, he said Noble Ali states that just because you're born here, you're not a citizen here. And the only way for any citizen to be a United States citizen, Congress has legislated the only way anybody could be a United States citizen is they must get a United States government 2 years prior notice that they want to be a United States citizen. They then must appear before a district court. They must then take an oath of allegiance, denouncing all allegiance to any foreign persons imposing the states. That's the law, brother. That's the only way anybody could be a United States citizen. Now, when you're born here,
Wow.
they have different statuses and classifications they can classify you as, and this is where your 14th Amendment come in at. And so you showed the video the other day where it was showing pregnant women coming to America, having children, just so the children can get American citizenship. Let's get one thing clear. Nobody's getting American citizenship. Nobody. Okay, everybody is getting United States citizenship. United States citizenship and American citizenship is two different things, brother. Two different things. Okay, Americans are 7 shades of copper. Those are Americans. They're not getting that citizenship. What they're getting is a corporate citizenship given to them by the corporate United States, which is a military corporation, which is a municipal corporation located in Washington, D.C. in a 10 square mile radius. Everything else is Islam. I yield.
May I ask the question as the moderator?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask this question. Can an individual be a citizen of land? Because that's not possible.
That's not possible.
That's not possible.
That's not possible.
A citizen is a political term.
Hold on.
So it must always be used in a political context. So
Exactly.
if you cannot be a citizen of land, what are you a citizen of? So let's recap citizenship. Islam?
Islam. That's a good question. So citizenship, again, is conferred by a state. I said earlier, the people are the state. We as a nation of people are the state. Okay, organized under a political entity for political rights, we then wield the power of a state. And that's how nationality is conferred, brother, only by that state government. So guess what? I'm in Chicago. Okay, when I used to be in a gang, when you go in the county, they say, who you with, bro? You tell them you're a GD or you're a vice lord. They say, your people over there. Guess what? You tell them you got a status, guess what they do? They get on the phone, they call the street to find out who you are, and if you got the status you say you got. This the same thing that if you go to China and they grab you, they're going to ask you your citizenship status. Who are you? Where's your country? Who is your government? And you tell them. Now, you're going to tell them the United States federal government. I'm not going to tell them that. My government is the United States American Republic. I'm a national citizen of the U.S.A. And understand, when you see USA without dots, that's the federal government. When you see U.S., that's the federal government. When you see U.S., that's the federal government. The land itself, when you see U.S.A., they're talking about the land. And this is why the prophet have on the card that we are citizens of the U.S.A. So if
you can be citizens of the land, is that what you're saying?
This your country. No, you can
Brother,
only,
man, we just established that citizenship is a political term. Therefore, land is a geographical term. So we have to keep things in context, brother. I'm asking you a specific question. I need a specific answer.
You didn't hear what I just said? I just went through that.
No, sir. I heard what you said, but what I did hear was buck dancing.
No, you didn't hear what I said because you got up and walked away. I started off by saying that the
I don't want to get out of control, right?
Organized under a political body of politics. That's what I said, brother.
Yeah,
That's what I said. You walked away. You didn't hear the conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this into a three-way, brother. Chill. Brother Cannon Bey, did you just say U.S.A? What does that mean again?
That's your land.
Okay.
That's your land. Your government is a republic.
Okay,
Your
so okay. I'm trying to make sure I'm hearing you right. You're saying that when the prophet says use a citizen of the U.S.A. That is saying you're a citizen of the land. That's what you're saying?
That's saying that you're from this land.
Okay.
Your government in the land. The government in the land called U.S.A. is a republic form of government. It's a republic form of government, which is the national government of the United States of America. Okay? Of the United States of America. When Donald Trump just went over there to Israel, his daughter did a speech and said her father was the president on America. She didn't say of America. She said on America. You got to pay attention, man.
Okay. Now let me ask you my last and final question, and then you can build if you want. We can build together. My last and final question: why does the Prophet Noble Drew Ali wave the American flag, i.e., banner, and he calls us Moorish American, and that banner represents the government, the corporation, the land, or whatever? Why is the Prophet Noble Drew Ali holding that flag high?
Why is he holding the United States flag high? Where you see the Prophet holding the United States flag?
What I'm saying, he represents the flag of the United States in our doctrines. And
listen to what I'm saying. The United States flag is a commerce banner. It's not a.
Why is he holding it?
Listen, brother, because it's a commerce banner. It's a contractual agreement. When you read the treaty, you will understand that it's a contractual agreement that we as Moorish Americans have with the Europeans, the Christian powers, allowing them to come to this country to conduct commerce. Period. That's all it is. It's not the flag of any nation at all. It's not the flag of a nation.
I'm asking you, why is the Prophet holding it? Because he's conducting business?
I just answered you, brother.
I'm asking you, is he conducting business or why? I mean, I just need.
Why do the Prophet got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land?
See.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. That's your answer right there. That's your answer right there to what you just asked me. That is just so far over your head, you don't even get it. That's why I'm saying, certain things, we got to begin to see what you're trying to do.
Let me wrap my case up.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to battle something that you don't have knowledge and understanding. You don't have knowledge.
Islam. Let's go ahead and state the case, Taharka.
I want to state my case, and then I'll let you state your case because you the guest.
And then we get into it. Yeah,
we get into that. So first, my brother C.CANNON Bey. Number one, you never establish that you are a legitimate, recognized government of anything. What I did establish was that you are a corporation known as the United States Republic. Not only are you a corporation known as the United States Republic, you are a non-profit corporation known as formed pursuant the provision of Indiana Non-Profit Corporation Act of 1991. United States Republic Corporation. You're not only a corporation, a business, but you are a non-profit. And you are saying that you are a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, or the Moorish Science Temple of America is the registered office agent. Therefore, you are not a government. You have articles that can portray you as a government. You have all the bells and whistles that can fool people to believe that you may be a government. You have all sorts of modified documents to try to convince people that you are in a government. You have all sorts of what you have here, a passport that you can make online. You have a fictitious what is this here? This is your all sorts of stuff that you make online. You're real witty with that. You have IDs that you make online to convince people that you're a government. You even freelance on a title for a car. You even got a mock-up of a marshal's car that you make up online. It's like you're playing Barbie. This is like Barbie and Ken government here. You make this stuff online, tell people that you are in the government, and unfortunately, our people fall for it. But I say, if you are a government, please take your camera with you, take this passport, and try to leave the country. Then you can convince us all that you are a sovereign government. You're not a government, and you never will be a government, not under this type of ideology and lie. What you need to do is, if you want to convince us that these passports work, go out the country. It's easy to do. You're a president. Do it diplomatically. Matter of fact, go out the country and use this ID along with this passport. But I guarantee you that you got a state of Indiana ID. I'm pretty sure you do. Also, put your marshal car on the road and start to lock people up for violating the land in which you claim to be yours. We are being occupied. We are being beat. Where are your marshals when we need them? So you're playing government. This is like Ken and Barbie. You know, as I said before, I am going to wrap it up with this. You are simply playing government. You have hooked this up on the internet because we are in the internet age, and you talk about me amalgamating, but you seem to be shaking hands with this European right in your logo, not me. So you want to talk about amalgamation? Look at your own logo.
That brother light-skinned, man.
Well, you should have made him
light-skinned.
Yeah, well,
and again, you showing your ignorance. Because guess what? Moorish ain't about skin color, player. It ain't about skin color.
I'm done.
See, Moorish blood, it's about blood right. See, that's what you fail to realize. See, when you start getting on the national level, really overstanding government, you got all kind of people that'll be part of your government that's ready, prepared to die for you and your government and your country. Just like America has right now. Chinese, Japanese, all kind of people go to war for this country. Okay, so you know everything you say, Tahaka, hey, it's all good. Guess what? I don't have to convince you of anything. The European gonna convince you. Just hold on a second, because when Donald Trump give rid of that 14th Amendment, if you have not had your nationality conferred upon you, guess what? You gonna find out real soon. Real soon. Don't worry about it. See, I don't have to prove. Listen. All I got to do is enforce the law. See, nothing else do I have to do. Nothing else do I have to do.
Talk about European Donald Trump.
Hold on, brother. You just showed our charter, and you see in that charter that it say clear as day that we a state government. But then you keep trying to tell me that we not. Again, you're showing that you really don't understand law. Because on one hand, you're telling me because we got a charter saying we a government, don't make us a government. But then you'll turn back around and tell me that the Moorish Temple of America got a theocratic government that Noble Ali created, incorporating a nonprofit. So it shows that you really don't understand what you're talking about, man. You're really making real contradictions in your own statements. So again, study law so that you can learn. And overstand, guess what? You asked about the marshals, they coming. They coming. They coming. Because I ain't come to abolish the law nor the prophet, but to fulfill. So it's coming. That's war coming.
Hey, Hey, moderator, Cannon
Peace
Bey.
and love to you, Sheik 7 Ear. Peace and love.
Islam, brother. C.CANNON BEY, Islam, brother, man. Peace and love. You know, it was a great dialogue. I feel as though it was a great dialogue because y'all exchanged. But one thing I would like to do is let's return on this one and let's do a part 2 because I feel like both of y'all have points that y'all could target on to and bring more clarity to. You know, but and overall, it was a great dialogue. I apologize if any interjection that I made may have caused any disturbance or any discontent in the specific dialogue. But it was a great dialogue. I really enjoyed it. Islam.
I'm just. Hey, let me say this. I am so honored to have the president on my show.
The president. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The president.
I had the president on my show. And
who is your president?
Huh? You are the president of your corporation. And
yes,
who is your president? Who is your president?
Yes,
what you mean?
Who is your president?
Let me tell you something. Right now, I am not.
I think your president named Donald Trump because you said you're a United States citizen.
Are you gonna ask me an answer?
I think your president named Donald Trump because you said you're a United States citizen.
May I answer that question?
Yeah, you can answer, brother.
Brother, with all due respect, you're not.
Hey, Islam, but you know what? I'm gonna honor you as a sheik though, because you got the title, and somebody must think enough of you to give you the title. So I'm still gonna honor you as a sheik because my prophet,
I respect you as your own president.
My prophet told me to honor all the sheiks, and it ain't nothing but one temple in my eyesight, the Moorish Temple of America. So whether you honor me as your president or not, sir, don't bother me at all. Because being a president of a nation is an occupational hazard. Do you understand? You'll never please everybody. And guess what? I'm not gonna lose 1 ounce of sleep tonight, brother, because you said
C.CANNON BEY. Listen,
I hope you don't, brother. I hope you don't.
God bless the United States of America and long live the Republic. Good night.
Those two
Good night.
Yes, sir.
He asked me who's my president, right? And I want to explain. I'm glad the family y'all stuck, man. He asked me who is my president, right? In reality, I respect the office of the presidency. The president of the United States, in reality, is not a person, it's an office. And the office of the presidency is what we need to get in gear to motivate and move it into our direction. So the figurehead that's up there only is a representative of the office of the presidency. You need to understand the office of the presidency. There's a whole lot of factors that cause these waves to move. Just because Donald Trump running his mouth about walls and this and that and the 14th Amendment, first of all, my prophet said the 14th Amendment don't concern me. This is what he tells me. This is what he tells me. First of all, and I'm going to quote it to you again, he says, all men are declared free by the free national constitution, are free and equal. Since that constitution has never changed, there is no need for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendment. So they can drop the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment. I don't care because it don't apply to me. Now, let me address another thing. He said that every 20 years, they got to implement laws for voting. They got to implement laws for voting. Guess what? The Moors was voting before. The Moorish Americans was voting before they even had that law. And we'll continue to vote. Before that law was made in the 60s, the Moorish Americans was voting in 1927. So that law is not for us. What are you talking about?
Seriously?
That law is not for us.
And Taharka, can I say this before I get off? I want to say this, and it was no disrespect by what I said to Brother C.CANNON BEY when I respectfully said that when he asked, who is your president? You're not my president. But when you're speaking of president, you're talking about representation of a particular body of politics. And I cannot say that he's a representation of me, you know, and that's not any disrespect for anybody who he may be a representation of. But respectfully, as a true Moorish American Muslim and follower of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I cannot say that, you know. And brother man, you know, whether you respect me as a sheik or not, doesn't negate nor disqualify me. Just to let you know, brother. Thank you.
Hold on. So stay with me one more second. I want to show something to somebody real quick. So when he started talking about, and I'm gonna bring up every Moorish American seen this, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, family. Let me show y'all something. And this is for those Moorish American proclaimed or not proclaimed. There we go. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Now y'all know the Voting Rights Act of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. So Cannon Bey said that why do they have to give you permission every 20 years? It's actually, I think it's every 10 actually, but he said 20, but we'll go by what he said. The Voting Rights Act of 1965, signed into law by President Lyndon B. Anderson, aimed to overcome legal barriers at the state and local level that prevented African Americans from exercising their right to vote as guaranteed under the 15th Amendment of the United States Constitution. If it's guaranteed under the 15th Amendment, why you need a Voting Rights Act? Okay, the Prophet was voting in 1929. Elect Anderson, quote unquote, from the Prophet. This is 1929.
Yeah.
This is 1965. We've been voting. We didn't have no Voting Rights Act to vote. We voted. And we continue to vote. And everyone that the Prophet put in place to be in office was in office, and they controlled the economics of the South Side of Chicago. And so,
is that not a fact?
And so every single one, every single economic plight on the South Side of Chicago was controlled by the Moors. There was $1 million religious corporation.
Praise Allah.
And we are on our way to do it again. So we're going to wipe out all of this madness about creating something new. We take over what's there. How do we take over what's there? We take our place in the affairs of men. Of men.
Of men.
This is our government. We need
and what are men?
Men and women.
And what does the Prophet say men are?
Moors are men, upright, independent, and fearless.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah. Praise Allah.
So with that, brother, let me thank my brother again. Let me thank my brother again, C.CANNON Bey, because it took him almost a year to get the courage to come up here.
Yeah,
I was trying to get his co-defendant, Dexter, to get up on here. I say his co-defendant, Dexter, to get up on here. Little Dexter. Dexter didn't have the courage. But the president got on here, and I appreciate it. So I want to say thanks to my brother Sheik 7, and I want to say thanks. C.CANNON Bey. Anything you want to say in closing, my brother? I appreciate you. I need you to come on here and give a demonstration. I keep saying it, but you don't keep calling me but once a month. I
tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this in front of all the lights right now.
Brother, it's almost 250 people up here, 235 people in here, brother. Now you tell a story if you want. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna tell a story, but I'm gonna state a fact. What I will do is I will come to Moorish World TV and clear up some things.
There we go.
I will come to Moorish World and clear up some things. And that is a promise, mashallah. It is a promise that I will come and clear up some things.
I want you to bring you and your staff. I want the Supreme Grand Sheikh Portazelle, and I just want to sit back and you come on here and y'all just build and clear the air.